Welcome back to the deep dive. You know that feeling, right? You've got the perfect plan, maybe all the skills, perhaps even the money lined up.
Yeah.
But the second things get tough, poof, motivation just vanishes.
Happens all the time. That's
Mhm.
exactly what we're digging into today. We've got this fantastic set of sources all about building, well, an unstoppable mindset.
Right, focusing on self-discipline and that genuine willpower.
Exactly. And our mission really is to cut through all the noise and pull out the core ideas of mental toughness, MT, and resilience.
And this isn't just like basic common sense reminders, is it?
No, no.
Yeah.
We're aiming to give you a shortcut here to understanding why that mental strength, that fortitude, is arguably the most critical piece, more important than skill or your education, even money when you're chasing those big, long-lasting goals.
Okay, so let's nail down a definition then, mental toughness.
Yeah.
Because it's got to be more than just being tough generically.
Oh, absolutely. Fundamentally, mental toughness is what lets you channel your motivation, your determination, your desire. It acts like this psychological shield, really, stopping you from just becoming a quitter.
Hmm.
And what's kind of revolutionary here, I think, is that MT often makes up for a lack of, natural talent or skill. The sources we looked at are super clear on this.
Yeah?
Yeah, people who get to the very top in almost any field, they're often just the ones who kept going. They faced challenge after challenge and simply stayed in the game, kept executing.
Wow. Okay, so that shifts success away from just talent towards perseverance. Makes it feel
Yeah.
much more controllable.
It really does.
And zooming out, this mental strength seems to hinge on two core pillars,
Right.
right? Resilience and discipline. They're like the foundation for everything else.
Absolutely. The bedrock. Can't build a skyscraper on sand.
Let's unpack resilience first.
Mm-hmm.
Our sources define it as basically the ability to adapt and bounce back when life throws curveballs, you hit setbacks.
Right. And it doesn't mean the pain or the stress just disappears magically.
Yeah.
It means you develop the skill to sort of set that emotion aside just long enough to focus on what needs doing, the objective.
Okay, give us an example. How does that look in practice?
Well, think about high-stakes performance, like a major league pitcher. He's just walked 3 batters in a row. The crowd's booing. The coach is pacing.
Yeah, the pressure's immense.
Totally. Resilience is his ability to get back on that mound, somehow block out the noise, the disappointment, all of it, and pitch to the next guy like those last 3 didn't happen.
That's a great high-pressure example.
Yeah.
But what about, everyday stuff? Like you get a really harsh rejection email after pouring months into a project.
Exactly. Resilience is that mental gear that stops you from just spiraling for the rest of the day. It lets you feel the sting, sure, but then open the next email and move on.
So how do you build that? Because it sounds like a skill, not just something you have or don't.
It absolutely is something you build.
Right.
One core strategy is to know your why. Purpose is the fuel for resilience. Well, if your goal is just superficial, like, I want to be rich, that's probably not going to survive a major setback.
Right. Too flimsy.
Yeah, but if you have a deep internal purpose, maybe I want to build a service that truly helps people, that core reason is what you grab onto when things inevitably get tough.
Okay, knowing your why, what else?
Second, you have to learn to see change as positive. This is tough for a lot of us. We naturally see change as, losing comfort or control.
Definitely. Change is scary.
But mentally tough people reframe it. They see change as an opportunity for growth. They know comfort zones are where progress goes to die.
And there was a third strategy.
Yes, and it ties right in. Treat problems like puzzles. Don't just react with emotion or brute force or anxiety.
Okay.
Use your intellect, your logic. Take the time to figure out what the actual core issue is before you even start thinking about solutions. You don't solve a puzzle by yelling at it, right?
Yeah,
You analyze it.
I like that. Analysis over anxiety. Okay, so that's resilience bouncing back. What about the other pillar? Discipline.
Discipline is about the present moment. It's about setting aside the excuses, the temptations, the distractions, and just doing the work that needs doing.
Even when you really don't feel like it.
Especially when you don't feel like it. It's your backup generator. Motivation, yeah, it's a great spark, but it's notoriously unreliable. Discipline is what you lean on when that initial excitement is long gone and the work is just hard or boring.
Okay, so how do we switch that generator on? What are the practical steps?
First, the classic, but it works. Tackle the toughest task first. Eat the frog.
I know that one. Sounds awful first thing in the morning.
It can feel that way, but by getting your most dreaded task done early, you actually build that discipline muscle right away. Plus, you get this huge momentum boost and clear your head for everything else.
Like, hang on. What if I wake up genuinely exhausted?
Yeah.
How can I possibly muster the discipline for the frog? Shouldn't I maybe start small, warm up a bit?
That's a really common thought and a fair question. It highlights a misconception, though. You think you need to feel ready or motivated first. But the sources suggest that feeling of exhaustion or reluctance. Often, it's more psychological than purely physical. By actually forcing yourself to do the hard thing, you get this immediate hit of accomplishment, guilt-free accomplishment.
Ah, okay.
And that feeling itself can actually generate more energy than you thought you had. More than coffee, sometimes.
So doing the hard thing kind of kickstarts the resources you didn't think were there.
Yeah.
I see the loop.
Exactly. Which leads nicely to the next point. Keep temptation far away. Discipline means recognizing your weak spots and actively removing triggers.
Like,
Well, if you're trying to cut sugar, leaving that secret candy bar in the back of the cupboard just in case of a bad day, that's just setting yourself up to fail.
right, self-sabotage.
Totally. You have to be proactive, get it out of the house, remove the excuse before you need the willpower.
Makes sense. And this ties into procrastination too, isn't it? That's like the arch enemy of discipline.
Oh, big time. Procrastination feels good for like a second, right? You avoid the uncomfortable task, get a little dopamine hit.
Yeah, relief.
But it's immediately followed by guilt, anxiety about the deadline, which just makes you want to procrastinate more.
Vicious cycle.
Awful cycle. The discipline to just finish the task breaks it instantly. You get the relief and the accomplishment guilt-free.
Okay. And the last discipline strategy.
This one's crucial and often overlooked. Take care of your basic needs. Seriously, this isn't an excuse to slack off. It's actually a form of discipline itself.
Oh, so.
Your mind and body are linked. Trying to be disciplined when you're chronically hungry, sleep-deprived, or sick, it's almost impossible. Prioritizing sleep, nutrition, basic health, that's not weakness. It's essential maintenance for sustainable mental toughness.
Got it. Okay, so we've got the external pillars, resilience, discipline. Now let's shift inward. The inner game, mastering thoughts and emotions. Why is that internal control so vital for external success?
Because MT is fundamentally required to manage emotions. Look, emotions happen, they're natural, but they are incredibly powerful and volatile. If you don't manage them, they will hijack your focus.
Right, they'll just take over.
Completely distract you from your goal.
We see this sometimes, right? The professional who has a massive argument at home but comes into work and performs flawlessly.
Exactly that. The emotion is still there, probably churning away inside, but they have the skill, the MT, to compartmentalize, to prevent that feeling from impacting their judgment or how they interact with others, or just getting the job done.
It really is that saying, isn't it? It's not what happens to you, it's how you handle it.
That's the essence of it, yeah.
So if we want to get better at handling it, gain that control. Our sources laid out a 5-step process for managing thoughts. Let's walk through that. It sounds powerful.
It really is. Step 1, understand what thoughts actually are. Think of them as sound bites of information, ideas floating through.
Okay.
And here's the key insight. Many aren't even yours. They're external bits, things you overheard, read online, old messages you absorbed like spam in your email. They aren't necessarily true, and they aren't necessarily you.
Wow, okay. Just because I think it doesn't mean it's true or even mine.
Right.
That's freeing.
Isn't it? So step 2 follows logically. Organize them. You need to become the curator of your own mind. Sort through it all. Separate the valuable stuff, your dreams, ambitions, genuine insights from the junk. The negative fragments, the useless criticism.
Like cleaning out a closet. Keep the good stuff, toss the rest.
Exactly. Then step 3 is about repurposing the negative. Turn negative thoughts around. Don't just discard fear of failure, for instance.
What do you do with it then?
You can transform it. Use it as motivation. Focus on how bad losing felt last time. Let that fuel your effort this time. Or treat the feel as a useful warning signal. What can I learn from past mistakes to avoid repeating them?
Okay, so making negative thoughts work for you, not against you.
Precisely. Now, step 4 is maybe the trickiest psychologically. Separate yourself from your thoughts.
Meaning?
Realize you are not defined by those fleeting sound bites whizzing through your head. You are defined by your actions. The goal is to observe a thought without automatically identifying with it.
How do you do that?
You question it. When a thought pops up, ask yourself, okay, is that how I actually feel? Is that really true for me? Or am I just noticing that thought passing by?
That creates distance, space to choose.
Exactly. Which brings us to step 5, the ultimate payoff. Choose acting over thinking. Actions always speak louder than thoughts. Always.
Right.
A dream stays a dream until you translate those curated, chosen thoughts into consistent action. Thinking about writing the book changes nothing. Opening the laptop and typing one sentence, that changes everything.
That focus on action, it connects directly to some daily habits the sources mentioned, right?
Absolutely. When setbacks happen, and they will, you have to focus on learning instead of past failure. Reframe it. Bankruptcy, a project failing, mistakes. View them as education. Expensive tuition, maybe, but you learn something valuable.
Instead of just seeing it as a dead end.
Right. Another key habit. Zero criticism or complaining. Complaining is passive. It solves nothing, and honestly, it just pushes people away. Mentally tough people, they tend to skip the complaining and jump straight to, okay, what can we do about this? They get proactive.
Makes sense. Less energy wasted.
Totally. And finally, related to focus. Shove less important situations to the side. Learn to prioritize ruthlessly what actually moves the needle towards your core goals.
Like what?
Your family, your main job, your key projects. Don't get sucked into petty arguments or things that don't really matter in the long run. If it's a choice between, say, a 3-hour social club dinner and an hour playing with your kids in the park time is almost always the better investment for your overall well-being and focus.
Prioritizing the vital few over the trivial many. Okay, so we've managed the inner world, controlled emotions, built discipline. But where do we aim all this focus? That brings us to the strategic part.
Goal setting. Yeah, clear goals are essential. They give you direction, they sharpen your focus, and stop that awful feeling of just drifting. Drifting is what leads to quitting early.
And the sources made a really crucial distinction here, didn't they? Between goals and desires. This sounds like a key mental shift.
It is. This is a super practical distinction for planning your success strategy.
Okay, let's clarify that line for everyone listening. What's the difference?
Goals are things you have complete control over. They're about your actions, your input, your effort.
Examples.
Okay, like writing and finishing a really great ebook, exceeding your production quota this month, attending 3 specific industry workshops, things you can directly do.
Got it. Action-oriented. So what are desires then?
Desires depend on other people, external events, circumstances you don't fully control, like earning $10,000 a month, or getting to work with a specific famous actor, say Robert Downey Jr.
Ah, okay. So desires are often the outcome you hope for, but you can't directly control that outcome itself.
Exactly. You control the effort, the input, the goals, but not the final result, the desire.
So the big takeaway is,
Focus your energy, like 100%, on achieving the goals you can control. Because hitting those goals dramatically increases your chances of actually fulfilling the desires. Write the amazing ebook goal, and your odds of earning that $10K desire go way, way up.
that makes perfect sense. Focus on the process, not just the prize. Okay, let's run through the practical framework the sources gave for setting these goals effectively. It was a 7-step process.
Yep, 7 steps designed to turn vague desires into concrete, actionable goals. First, visualize. Really picture what you want to achieve. Ask yourself, what do I genuinely want to offer or create?
Get clear on the vision. Step 2.
Redefine to be specific. No vague stuff like, I want to be rich, get concrete. I want to achieve a net worth of $1 million by age 40. Specificity matters.
Okay, 3rd.
Ensure it's measurable.
Okay.
If you can't measure it, how do you know if you're making progress or if you've arrived? For big, long-term goals, break them down. Set smaller checkpoints or milestones like 100K, then 250K on the way to that million. Keeps you motivated.
Measurable milestones.
Got it.
4th.
Set attainable goals. And this connects to the idea of momentum. You need to start realistically to build confidence and skill. Aiming for $10 first, then $50 makes way more sense than trying to jump from minimum wage to $1 million overnight.
Right, build up to it. And momentum.
Momentum is huge. The sources point out that mentally tough people, when they achieve some success, they don't stop. They keep going. Think of like Drake or Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson. They're massively successful, but they're always working on the next thing. Continuous action fuels more action.
Keep the ball rolling. Okay, 5th step.
Attach a time limit. This is absolutely non-negotiable for discipline. A deadline creates urgency. It stops a goal from just being a someday maybe wish.
Creates accountability. 6th.
Write them down. Sounds simple, but physically writing your goals down makes them feel more real, more tangible. It gets them out of your head and onto paper, clearing mental space.
Makes it concrete. And the final step, number 7.
Prioritize. You likely have multiple goals. You need to classify them. The sources suggest 3 tiers. First tier. These are your absolute must-achieve goals, the ones that directly push you towards your main desire. Second tier. These are supportive goals. They boost your well-being or skills, helping the first tier, maybe like for a dancer, focusing on healthy eating.
Supports the main goal. And third tier.
Third tier goals are optional. The nice to haves, like that dancer maybe learning some social media marketing on the side. It's useful, but not core. This system ensures you always tackle tier 1 before getting distracted by tier 3.
Brilliant. Focuses your limited energy where it matters most. Wow. This has been a really comprehensive deep dive into building that successful mindset.
It really covers a lot of ground.
And the impact of developing this MT seems huge. Greater life satisfaction, definitely better productivity, especially on complex stuff, and just less stress and anxiety overall.
Absolutely. Think of developing mental toughness like a workout for your mind. It just makes navigating life, the hard stuff and the everyday stuff, generally easier.
It's not just for CEOs or athletes then.
Not at all. It's needed for career longevity, for dealing with unexpected changes in the world, even just for handling, a difficult conversation or a frustrating commute with more grace. And the core message from these sources really comes down to willpower, or the lack of it. That seems to be the biggest hurdle for most people.
And MT is the key to overcoming that hurdle.
It's the engine that pushes through the friction.
Which brings us right back where we started, really, that distinction between just thinking and actually doing.
Yeah. Remember, even the biggest journey is just a series of single steps. Steps towards those goals you've set and clarified.
So the intelligence that really defines you isn't just having thoughts. It's the ability to sort through them, discard the junk, and turn the valuable ones into action.
Exactly. You've got the framework now, the pillars of resilience, of discipline, the steps for managing thoughts and setting goals. The real question to carry forward is, what specific action are you going to choose over just thinking about it today?
A powerful question to end on. We'll leave you with that thought. Until next time.